You guys ever watch Edward Scissorhands? It's about a guy who lives up. He was basically created to. He had a bunch of scissors on his hands. I'm not sure. An inventor made him to, I think, cut dough originally, but all his hands were scissors, right? And he learned how to prune plants, and he decided that he really liked gardening, and he lived there all by himself. So what happened was, before the inventor could give him real hands, the inventor died of an apparent heart attack or a sudden aortic aneurysm or something. And anyway, so poor Edward was left with just his scissors, and then he lived way up high on a mountaintop with an overgrown garden. And he made it really, really beautiful. And all he did all day long was garden and garden and garden and garden. He had the most beautiful garden ever. And but he didn't really assimilate with society at all. And then one day, I'm going to have a non-COVID cough here in a second. That's non-COVID, guaranteed. I got tested. Anyway, yeah. So basically, Edward, he lived high above a little village, kind of like that one that you see right over there, high above. And everybody kind of wondered, like, what's going on behind those gates and those pathways? We kind of see, there's we see lights go on. We know someone's up there, but nobody knows really what's going on because no one ever really goes in there. And they have these gates at the front of the old rusted driveway gates in the front. And so when you kind of pull up to this property, it's kind of overgrown with all these plants. And so it's kind of scary, It's kind of like, oh, what kind of crazy person lives there? What kind of crazy person lives there? Must be someone pretty crazy. Who would love gardening so much that they would just sit on their property forever all by themselves and not go out into society and just happily be with their plants? His gates looked a little like these gates here, actually. See? There's rust. And his entrance looked remarkably similar to this. And the world outside, all they saw were the garbage cans that would line up weekly with all kinds of treasures from within. And that's all the people in the neighborhood knew of this property. But one day the Avon lady came, and she introduced herself and tried to sell some Avon products to Edward, who really couldn't understand why he might need those. But then she noticed that he might be living alone and felt really sorry for him, so she brought him in to her house. And Edward was kind of excited about this because he always looked down in the neighborhood below and wondered what it would be like to throw a football around with kids or play with other kids or that kind of thing. And so he moved down there. But then life was really difficult because he just couldn't really relate to people because he spent so much time in his garden. Anyway, I don't want to ruin the whole plot, but I just watched it for the second time in my life. Looks like somebody needs to complete a circle here. There we get on that. And anyway, watched it for the second time as I started thinking, I haven't seen anybody for a while. I work alone in my garden constantly. But so far, an Avon lady has not tried to bring me out of it. So I can relate to Mr. Scissorhands quite a bit. And anyway, I guess if you're just a true gardener, this is all you really need. Just just keep building your paradise. Just keep making your paradise better and better and better all the time. And just don't stop. Every day. Laugh a little. Garden a little. Actually, garden a lot. A lot. Like, a lot. Yeah. So, anyway, I think, so Edward, he never aged, actually, it seems. And to this day, he's on that beautiful mountaintop. Oh, I don't know if he has beasts like these. Hello, kids. These are not my dogs. These are the dogs that the tenants talked me into, who thoroughly destroyed everything back here. And I'm waiting patiently to plant these plants as soon as they're on the road. Anyway, so Edward Scissorhands, I'm going to look him up. I'm going to have him over because I think that he and I could relate. Probably more so than most people that he might meet. And anyway, his style of gardening is a little different. He loves topiary, but that's only because, he has this wonderful skill set and scissor apparatus. And so form follows function, right? So he just adapted, like any animal would, to the skill set that he had. And he likes his topiary. As you can see, I don't really have a lot of topiary here, so hopefully he'll be okay with what I did. And anyway, my skill set is exotic plants, obviously. And anyway, I think I'm going to get it done. Try to get this thing all finished up before I invite Edward over here. Been working hard. Kind of want a finished product because he's pretty much of a legend. And I've met a lot of gardening legends. But I really, really need to beat Edward. But anyway, watch the movie to get inspired. The movie is exactly 30 years old. Can't believe it's that old. It was 1990. And the movie makes a little bit of fun of the 70s, which I was a part of for my first 10 years. And it was fun to see that a little bit. So anyway, go out, make Edward proud, and create some paradise.